Everybody, it's Rochelle again with another story of the Memoirs of the Redheaded Hairdresser. And today I am going to share with you a crazy story, but it's not about a guy, it's about an old friend. So, um, I know I've mentioned her in a different story in the past, so if you've been paying attention, you'll know which friend it is. Okay? So, anyway, this girl, we are going to call her crazy ex-friend. So, anyways, I really liked this girl, and we were like besties for 9 years. And in that 9 years, there was about a year's time where she faded from my life. Um, It was right before what I like to call my rebound marriage. So, anyways, right before I married him, she made a post on Facebook. It was a comment actually on one of his posts. He posted that he had taken me to a fancy restaurant, and she was like, jealous. And he's like, well, if you weren't dating a weird piece of shit, you would be on a nice date too. And she blocked him, stopped talking to me for like a year. But in that whole entire 9 years, like that was kind of the only like weird, crazy thing that I thought. Looking back on it, there was a lot of things, but so the story I'm going to tell you tonight is how our friendship ended. And we were coming up on our 10-year, what we like to call our friendiversary. And she was talking about, oh, we need to go on a friendiversary trip and celebrate 10 years of friendship and all of these things. Like we were super close. We did so much together for so long. And I loved her to death. We did like paintings together and dancing together. And we did so much stuff together. She would literally she actually even lived with me for a while she was waiting for her place. So, we've been super close. At one point in her life, I was the beneficiary on her will. She even dated my brother. But anyway, the relationship came to a screeching halt. And I tell you why. And I'm telling you, sometimes you just have to realize people are toxic. And you might not even see it. I didn't see it for the longest time. So anyways, this is how it goes. Okay, her birthday is in January. And in December, I was on my phone in this waiting room waiting for tickets to go on sale because 3 Days Grace was coming with Disturbed. And I was so excited. Like, I love both of those bands so much. And I had seen Disturbed several times, but I'd never seen 3 Days Grace. So I was so excited. And I was just waiting, like the countdown for these tickets to go on sale, because I was going to get them the second they went on sale. And I was going to get good seats, and I was so excited. So I got my tickets. They were over $100 a piece, but they were really close to the stage, and I was super excited. And I'm looking at the tickets, and I'm thinking about it, and the concert was on the 19th of January, and her birthday was on the 21st. So I'm like, perfect. I will take her with me. So I called her and I'm like, hey girl, so guess what? I just got tickets to the Disturbed and 3 Days Grace concert, and it's just a couple days before your birthday. So I'm like, best birthday ever. And she goes, well, you didn't buy those tickets for me. And I went, well, no, it was 3 Days Grace and Disturbed. Like, come on, it's 3 Days Grace and Disturbed. Like, this is awesome. Like, I'm like, so I want to take you with me. And I'm like, best birthday ever, best friend ever. And she was like, but I have a broken toe. So it's like 3 weeks away. You'll be fine. Like, I broke a toe one time. I taped it to the one next to it, and I put on high heels, and I went to work. And I work on my feet. I'm a hairdresser. Hello. But she's like, okay, whatever. And then I'm telling you, I am not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. She sent me a picture of her freaking broken toe every day for 3 weeks. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And if you know this girl, like, she's always complaining about something. Always. Her coworkers suck. Her life sucks. Her health problems suck. Her step monster sucks. Her mom died when she was little. That sucks. Like, everything about her life sucks. She's always complaining about something. And I never really put it all together like that because we had so much fun together. But yeah, 3 days, or I mean, 3 weeks of seeing pictures of her broken foot, I was like, oh my God, it's a toe. But the whole top's bruised. I think I did more damage. Like, whatever. So I'm just kind of one of those tough, no nonsense kind of people, I guess. I don't know. But so then, like, a week or so goes by, and my sister calls. And I am so excited. So I call my best friend, right? Because that's what you do. I call my best friend. I'm like, guess what? Guess what? So my sister is coming to see me, and she's going to do a cold body sculpting treatment on me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And she literally grabs a hold of her stomach and shakes her belly fat and goes, why didn't you get me that for my birthday? Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, like, what? What? Like, that is a $375 treatment. You want that done? Pay for it yourself. Like, what? No. Like, I am a single mother. I do not have an extra $375 lying around to buy my best friend an over the top birthday present. I already spent over $100 on the concert ticket. But, whatever. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to start a conflict. I don't want to have problems with my best friend, right? So I'm irritated about it, but I let it go. So then 2 days before the concert, she calls me. She's like, hey, girl. So, like, I I just don't want to go to the concert. Like, my toe still hurts, and that place is really big, and you're going to be rushing me, and I'm going to be like limping all over, and I just really don't want to go. And I wanted to give you enough notice so you could get one of your playboys to go with you. What? One of my playboys to go with me? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, what, you think like I just have this list of guys that I call because I just need to play with someone? Yeah, no. Oh, I was so pissed. I'm like, that's how you talk to your best friend? Because that's sure as hell not how I talk to people I don't even like. So I was so mad. So I go to my best friend, Marin, and I'm like, girl, what am I supposed to do? Like, she's driving me crazy. She's driving me crazy. And she goes, yeah, she's not really the kind of girl you can confront, is she? And I'm like, yeah, no. She doesn't take criticism very well. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm getting really irritated. Like, I'm going to lose my shit. She goes, I don't know. Maybe you should just like distance yourself for a little bit and calm down. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to, but her birthday's coming up. So, of course, I have to do something nice for her birthday. Like, I've known her for years, right? So I brought her to the salon and I did her hair for free. And she's got hair like middle of her back, and it's thick. So I did a double color on her, like a darker color with highlights, and I'm basically done with the highlights and washing her out. And she says, I think I really want rose gold. And I'm like, okay, well, that's another process, and we have plans to go to the movies with Marin and another one of our friends. And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, we can go back to the salon tomorrow after brunch at my friend's house. You can just come with me and we'll go to brunch, and then we can go to the salon afterwards, and I'll put the color in your hair. And she's like, okay. So we go to brunch or we go to the movies and she's hobbling all over the movie theater. So we kind of like started like doing like the pimp limp. We started calling it the pimp limp down the hallway of the movie theater and stuff. And we're all laughing about it. And then we go and got drinks afterwards and we're giggling, having a great time, our girl time. And then the next day she comes to my house and we go over to Marin's for brunch. And so we ride together and we're having brunch and mimosas and we're having a great time. And it's like, there's like 7 or 8 of us there and we are having an absolute ball. And like she's showing her new house and we're just having a great time. And this girl is sitting there like, my foot hurts. My butt hurts. My foot hurts. My butt hurts. Are we leaving yet? Are we leaving yet? Can we go now? My butt hurts. My foot hurts. And I'm like, oh my God. I feel like I'm with like a 4-year-old child. It's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And I'm like, and I'm like ready to lose my shit. So I'm like, just ignore her, just ignore her, just ignore her. Like, come on now. So finally, one of my other girlfriends, she's like, well, what are you guys going to do? And I'm like, oh, she wants rose gold in her hair. So I'm going to put rose gold over her highlights. And like, so my best friend Marin's a hairdresser. My other friend Char's a hairdresser. So they're like, well, why don't you just bring the color here and do her hair here? And they're like, yeah, do that. And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're leaving. And my friends are looking at me like, what the hell? I'm like, I don't know. So we get to the salon and she's like, oh, thank God you finally left. Like my foot was hurting so bad and her chairs are so uncomfortable. Like my butt was hurting so bad. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't take any more of this shit. Like stop complaining. So I'm like starting to just kind of bite my tongue. Like, the figure, like just bite your tongue. I swear to God, like it's bleeding in my mouth, kind of bite your tongue moment. Like, so I get the color on her hair and I get her processed and I'm like, oh, it's awesome. And she's like, oh, I love it. And she leaves. And I'm like, I call Marin. I'm like, I can't take anymore. And I'm like, I need a break. Ugh. So for the next month, I just made myself not available. She worked in the city and she was going to bed half the time by the time I was getting home anyway. So like, it's fine, right? So for a whole month, I'm like, I just need a break. I need to just get over it because I know confronting her isn't going to work. So for a whole month, I'm busy. And she comes in a month later to get her hair redone and touched up because she's like, well, the pink faded and now it's like, it just looks like I need my hair done. And I'm like, okay, like that's fine. We'll get you back in. So she comes in to get her hair done. And she walks in. She's like, oh, girl, like it's been so long since I've seen you. Like girl years are longer than dog years. And it feels like a whole year since I've seen you. And I'm like, it's been a month. She's like, I know, I've missed you so much. And I just feel like there's just something else going on. And I don't know. I'm just so, it's like, do I need to worry about us? Like, are we okay? And I'm like, we're fine. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, if you really want to know, like you hurt my feelings a lot in January. And I just needed to take a break. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And so I'm like, yeah, let's not go there. She's like, no, really, I want to know what you mean. And I'm like, Kate, this is what you did. And I told her everything I just told you guys. And she was like, well, you took that wrong. Well, I didn't mean it that way. Well, like when I was in high school, we used to say this. And well, I didn't mean it like that. Like I would never do anything to hurt you. And I'm like, in no part of that conversation was there a I'm sorry? Was there any part of that kind of conversation that said, like, I didn't realize I was hurting your feelings? No, it was I took it wrong. So now my pain and my annoyance, my frustrations are my fault? So I'm like, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I said, fine. From now on, when I'm really mad and you say something that really hurts me or something like that, I will tell you right to your face. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, all right, well, that's done. That's behind us. And she's like, okay, well, so like this Saturday and Sunday, so Saturday night I have a company party, and I'm like, I have plans on Saturday. And she's like, oh, well, if your plans suck, like you could just totally blow off your plans and come to my party, my company party. I'll let you know where it is and how to get in. And I was like, okay, well, I already knew my plans weren't going to suck because I was going with my best friend Marion and my other best friend Wendy, and we already had like a hotel booked and we were going for a girls' weekend. And I was super excited. So, like you do on your girls' weekend, right? You're posting pictures of you guys like getting ready in the hotel together and going to dinner together and going dancing together and going to brunch the next morning and going shopping. Like, because that's what we do on our girls' weekends. And it's so much fun. So I'm posting pictures of the fun that I'm having on my Facebook. And she sends me a Snapchat Sunday morning with a picture of herself crying with a caption on it that says, I'm so devastated right now. What? So I'm looking at it like, she cannot be serious. So I wrote back, why? Because I figured maybe something bad happened to her at the party or somebody hurt her. So I just wrote back, why? She didn't write me back. Whatever, I'm done with the pity party. Like, take the damn wine off the rack, girlfriend. Like, ooh, no more. So, oh, these bangs. But anyways, so she doesn't respond. And like a week later, I'm doing my best friend Marin's hair, and she's in my chair, and she says, so have you seen her Facebook today? And I'm like, no. She goes, yeah, you might want to look at her Facebook. So I pull up her Facebook, and she has a meme on it that says, some people just suck the fucking nice right out of you. And her caption above it is, when pain turns to pissed. Wow. Just wow, right? So instead of getting on her Facebook and letting there be drama there with my name involved, I wrote her a text message privately and said, hey girl, just saw your Facebook post. I wanted to make sure you're okay. Are you all right? No response. So I know, okay, fine. It's about me. Whatever. And so then you think like this is going to stop. Oh no, it keeps going. So the next day, another post. She wrote every single word to Goodbye India from Alanis Morissette. She wrote every word on a post on her Facebook page. I'm like, wow, really? So, victim much? So I didn't write anything. I didn't say anything. I'm like, whatever. This is going to blow over. No. So the next day, and this is where it took the cake for me. Like, this is the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Like, honestly, majority of people would have like been like, screw this a long time ago. But honestly, like for the longest time, I was this girl's best friend, like her sister from another mister, and almost like a mother figure to her. Like, I was a lot of things for her because she really had nobody else. And so there's this post on her Facebook page, and it's kind of drawn like almost like anime, like Sailor Moon type characters. But anyway, there's a girl and she's on her knees, hunched over, crying with an arrow in her back. Okay. Then there is a redhead hovered over her with a whole bunch of arrows in her back. And it had some sort of a caption about empaths on it. And she wrote, "It's so hard being an empath because people don't understand what you actually do for them." And that is when I just completely lost my shit. Because I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That was it for me. And rather than respond and tell her all of the nasty shit I wanted to say about like, you're batshit crazy, no. I just unfriended her on Facebook. Like, that's it. I'm done. She has never tried to reach out to me. She has never tried to apologize. She has literally walked herself right out of my life, and I let her. Because honestly, I don't need that kind of drama in my life. I put it like this, and this is my new saying: I have reached 40s, and sorry for my language, but I've reached my fucking 40s, and I don't have any more fucking sugar to sprinkle on everybody's problems anymore. So, I know, I'm sorry, but not sorry really, because like, that's the only way to really explain it. So, because I've always been an empath, and I've always been like that person who is just the biggest heart and wants to help everybody. Sometimes at the like, what is it? The like a detriment to myself kind of a thing, but whatever. So I go to my brother, who I told you, he's dated her. I told him everything that happened, and he just starts laughing. And he's like, "I called this shit 9 years ago." And I go, "Wait, what?" He goes, "I called this 9 years ago." He goes, "How have you not seen this?" And I'm like, "Seen what?" And he goes, "Have you ever noticed how she bitches and complains about everything in her life?" He goes, "There's always something wrong. Her coworkers suck. Her health sucks. Her mother or her stepmonster sucks. Her stepmother. Like, everything sucks except for you. And Rochelle this, and Rochelle that, and Rochelle this." And I was like, "Oh, shut up." And he goes, "Seriously, Rochelle." He goes, "I cannot believe you've not seen this." He goes, "When I was dating her," he goes, like, I was going to war. I got called to go to Afghanistan, and I'm on the phone with her, and I'm talking to her, telling her, like, I got shot at today. And she's like, "And my coworkers did this." And he's like, "I literally got shot at. I could have died, but let me give a shit about your problems." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Seriously, Rochelle. He goes, she's in love with you." And I'm like, no, she's not." And he goes, "I'm telling you, I don't know how you have not seen this." And I'm like, "Oh, no." Then I go to work, and I'm talking to one of my coworkers about it. And she goes, "Yeah, she's in love with you." I'm like, "Shut up." And she goes, "Have you never seen the way she looks at you?" And I'm like, "Shut up." And then I had like my other coworker says, "So whatever happened to her? Like, she doesn't come around anymore." And I was like, telling her the story. She's like, "Yep, she's in love with you." And I'm like, "Shut up. She is not." And they're like, "Uh-huh." And then the owner of my salon, she comes walking in, and I'm like, "What do you think about it?" She goes, "I think the same thing as her." I'm like, "What? No! How does everybody think this?" And like, several of my other friends are like, "Yeah, she was always weird with you. I don't know. There was just something weird there." And I'm like, "Huh. I never saw it. All that time, 9 years of friendship, I never not once thought something like that." Because like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I've just never been attracted to women. Like, I think women are pretty, but like, I just never saw it. And I don't know if it was actually true or not, but I swear to God, this is what everybody around me was saying. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "This is crazy." So I was even telling like one of my really, really wonderful clients who's older, and I just look up to her like a mom. And we got talking about this story, and she's like, "You got to share this story with the world." She goes, "It is pretty crazy." She goes, "But you know what? I've had friends like that if it's not about them, they don't care. And if they are in the wrong, they'll never admit it. Some people are just completely incapable of being sorry. And I was like, huh, holy shit. So, yes, not a dating story, but still something to look at. If people can't feel empathy or say they're sorry, that's a problem. That's a huge red flag. Friendship, relationship, doesn't matter. Like, that's a red flag. Watch for it. Oh my God. Like, for reals. Friendships should be easy. They should not require that much work. People that come into your life and they touch your soul and they pick you up when you're down and they don't require payment in return for that. Those are the precious people. Those are the ones you hold on to. So there's my story. Love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.